Hi, hello. Oh, welcome to Week 9 Division 8 cast. We're going to wrap up the week. Yesterday's results were, in the Spanish cast, we covered Russia against Chile 4-2, and I already forgot the other series. It was Sweden against USA in favor of USA 4-2. Let's go right into this series. It's going to be Germany against Canada. And let's hope this is right. Let's jump into game number 1. Does it work? Does it work? Alright, there we go. In, I guess, the left spawn on Neil Sylphid, we have Remag as the brown Protoss representing Team Germany. And in the bottom right, we have the blue Zerg, which is going to be Crossy. Using a separate ID, but all is fine. Map is Neil Sylphid. Now Germany, unfortunately, haven't had their best lineup available all season. Cryok not participating. So they're near the bottom of the standings. Canada around the mid, stacked in the middle. And looks like Remag's gonna go for that pylon scout. He's heading towards Crossy's base, and Crossy's going to the closest net. Not gonna scout Remag first. Crossy going for that 9-pool. Crossy really seems to favor 9-pool over the overpool, and I think it's because overpool is so common. Protosses play extremely greedy against Zergs in the opening. Lots of Nexus first, or even Forge, but cannons after Nexus. Looks like Remag was getting ready to make that Forge, but upon scouting Crossy, yep, there it is. Pretty safe Forge timing against 9-pool. Crossy getting that extra dome with the gas trick, so he can leave 9 on minerals, and now he has 1 out on the map scouting. Whoop, wrong button. Unfortunately for Crossy, he's not going to scout first. He really needed to go out with that drone scout. He's going to probably make 6 lings right off the bat. There they are with the 9-pool. Unfortunately for him, Remag got a full scout. It's not gateway first, so these 6 lings actually aren't going to be that useful. Crossy will make the 6 lings, and it will deny the scouting from the Protoss, which is also important. Hello, Caster Muse. Good pylon block from Remag there. Going to force Crossy to take a mineral only as his 3rd. Only 6 slings. He's going to need a 2nd cannon or probes to block. One of these is required here. Crossy still doesn't know that it's exactly Forge, but based on the scouting timing, this is a pylon scout after all. Crossy should realize what he's up against. We're seeing gateway before Nexus, so I think the 6 slings have paid off. And 3 probes pulled. This is why I think having the 2 cannons is better, because these... Okay, 1 ling goes down. 4 lings aren't that threatening. If it was 5 or 6, then the threat of a run by is real. With only 4, 2 lings die, and he's going to have these probes here blocking. We have 1 ling chasing that probe. How long can this take stay alive? I'm surprised Crossy hasn't returned to his base. You could just leave 1 here. Oh, it looks like he's trying to run by, but this is a pretty bad spot to run by. 3 of the lings are going to go down, and 1 ling isn't a big deal. Basically, every time a probe gets targeted, the probe can just fight back, and 2 probes beat 1 ling easily. It is a bit of a multitask war, but it should be easy enough for the Protoss to defend from 1 ling. Here we go, come on. See? It's not even a threat. Basically, even with the investment in the 6 lings, I think Crossy's fine, because he did force gateway before. 3 probes weren't mining there. Just trying to be as annoying as possible. Let's see how he's going to position his overlords. It looks like both are heading towards the front of the Protoss base. This probe is still alive. Lair going down in the main. One thing Crossy could have done here is he could have hid this lair at the 3rd. Muy bien is very good. Very good. Muy very bien good. Little tutorial there. Oh, there it is. 3 HP Ling. Now I can't do anything. Core is actually at a good timing here. And there's the speed for Crossy after lair. Very standard for Zealot heading out. So we should see Lings being made out of this hatchery. Why this hatchery? Because he's already fully saturated here and not at the natural. But looks like this is actually the second Zealot. This was a faster gateway than normal, so this pressure is hitting before Crossy's ready. He's going to need 4 Lings to deal with 1 Zealot. Probe not helping out here, so decent micro there from Remag. Just going around the Lings. Kills 2 with that one. Surprised he's not going to the third. Farthest position away from the Zealot. Even the third Zealot being rallied across the map. And the annoying thing about Silphid for Zergs is Protoss have these good positions for Zealots, but looks like he's not going to be able to get there. Now you can see one of the big differences with the 9 pool compared to the over pool is the speed timing. The speed is about going to be 30 seconds later after lair than it would be with overpool. So it's a big economic difference. And we have a Citadel going down. Stargate done, but no Corsair producing. And there's the Spire from Crossy. Now he cleaned up all his Zealots. That was a very big investment. He should be only making drones, but unfortunately for him, he was supply blocked there. Alright, here's the first Corsair in production for... Whoa, what did I do? For Remag. And these colors, I can't see Remag's name. Nice block here, preventing that counterattack from the Zerg. And even adding a second cannon for safety. 4th hatch going down. And this Corsair is quite late. It could have actually killed at least 1 Overlord. Crossy already retreating. His Overlord's trying to hide them from that Corsair. And 5th hatch going down. Hydra Den. Second gas. All very standard. Remag sees this, he should expect 2 sets of course Scourge being made. And there's the Evolution Chamber. So 5 hatch Hydra following up. And Remag is actually doing some kind of in-between build where he's delaying his archives. And this can be very risky. He only made the 1 Sera. He's getting up 4 gateways really fast. He's going to put on some pressure with speed lots, but it's going to delay his storm timing significantly. On top of the fact that he already lost the early Zealots, I think this is a little bit risky by Remag. You see Crossy is actually missing 1 drone. You want to be at that 30 number, 1 per patch, ideally as soon as possible. Whoa. And Crossy is producing those Hydralisks. Again, he's 1 drone short. There's the archives from Remag, but this is very late. He's going to have to put on a lot of pressure with these Zealots, otherwise Crossy can counterattack. And Crossy sees this, or at least he should have seen this with the Corsairs. With the Scourge, he should have seen the archives timing. This is a big tell. On top of the fact that there's 4 gateways already. And here comes the first attack from Remag, but this is quite late, and Crossy has very nice SimCity. Zealots can't fit through this gap. They can only go between the Hydrogen and the cliff. Third is a little bit more exposed. That's why we see Crossy making a sunken there, but he should easily defend from this. Actually, the wall has a gap. It has a gap. Kind of a mistake there from Crossy, but just too many units. Its attack is hitting too late. He will run by, and this will buy him enough time to get some Templars up. You can see he has a probe there ready to make some extra cannons. And this 27 drones is not ideal. What is Crossy doing behind this? Looks like he's getting Hydra range and more Hydras. That's correct. Caster Muse also cast BSL. It's like one of the Corsairs gets hit. And here comes a counter pressure from Crossy. We have 4, 5 cannons going up. Behind this Crossy. This is going to be a big moment here. Is he going to continue to make Hydras, or will he drone up? Looks like he's getting a 6 hatch. He is supply blocked. Oh, actually, he's not supply blocked. And yeah, he's finally droning up. But he's exposing himself to exactly this. We have Remag here countering. It's only 4 Corsairs, no +1. So not the biggest threat, but with only 1 Hydra here and no more Hydras in production, he's going to suffer Overlord losses. Here we have Crossy pressuring the front, but this is 6 cannons. Templars don't quite have energy. Looks like this wall will go down. Forge might get sniped. Bit of a miscontrol there. And the Corsairs are harassing the Overlords. Looks like Overlord speed wasn't researched. And this is a lot of damage to just 3 Corsairs without +1. Not like Remag invested a ton into that. Forge will go down. Not even worth it to storm these Hydras, basically. And there's a second Forge being made. And we have range before Robo, which is a little bit unnecessary. You don't really need range this fast. When you're transitioning into Dragoons, it's because they have Lurkers. And if they have Lurkers, you need that Robo immediately. And here we have Remag pressuring. As soon as Crossy left, as soon as Crossy didn't have vision, Remag moves out. And this is a good move. He's done a ton of damage to the Zerg Overlord. He knows Zerg will be supplied. But here, that was a bit of a whiff of a storming zone zealots. He has a timing here, but he has to be careful. These aren't the best uses of the storm. I think all the Corsairs went down, so Crossy is going to transition into Mutalisk. And this is the kind of play Crossy needs. He's actually pretty hurt in terms of economy, and he's going to have a tough time dealing with Mazala High Templar timing. Looks like we're already transitioning into Dragoons, which is questionable. It's going to hurt his Templar count. He's only at 2 currently. Alright, here comes the first set of mutas. One thing that makes this a lot weaker is the fact that Crossy doesn't have a 3rd gas, so he's pretty committed here. This is +2 being researched. And once that Sarkon goes down, it's going to be a pretty easy hold. We got a nice storm there. Already 9 mutas, 9 times 9, 81. A High Templar has 80 HP. There we go. 1 High Templar goes down. We have another storm here, but hard to storm mutas. And Crossy doesn't have enough units left over on the ground. He only has 36 drones, which is just barely enough. Looks like we are missing 1 from gas. It's just barely enough to produce 6 hatch Hydralisk. Nice counter attack here. No cannons in the main. Only 1 Corsairs. No more Corsairs being added. We do have a ton of gateways. And we have some anti-air with these Dragoons. But look at the probe losses. And forcing storms. Behind us, Crossy is going to add a few more Mutalisks. But he's droning up as well. And he's going to take a 4th base with his 7th hatch. He does scout the 3rd Nexus from Remag, and this is a risky 3rd base. It's close to the middle, easy to get countered, and look at these reduced patches. Only 1,000, 1,500 gas. Less gas than the natural has even. Remag is trying to get out on the map, but against Hydralisk without any storms, he's being forced back. Those are pretty tanky though against Hydralisk. The Mutalisks aren't really doing much. Very low HP on all of them. And Crossy is going back into Hydralisk. He did drone up a little bit there. He's still short a few drones, and this 4th base isn't established, so he's on a bit of a timer. Eventually, Remag will be able to outscale him. I think this gateway, every Dragoon that comes out won't actually come out. Oh, looks like this is enough mutas to counter again, and this is putting Remag in a bit of a bind. He can't mine from his main. He's as low on cannons, he's gonna have to defend, and this base is pretty hard to defend. It's really hard to have the units in the main and also defend this base from counters. Another mineral line exposed. Very good Mutalisk usage by Crossy. See his gas count is so low. He still only has 2 on gas here. Can't transition into Lurkers, especially with only, he's basically on 1 2/3 gas. And that +2 timing is critical. Remag's Forge isn't spinning, he's on 1/1. His Hydras are about to be +2. Big damage spike here for the Hydralisk. Five Mutalisks, 2-shotting that Templar, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to get this one with only 5 energy. Not like Remag can accomplish much with it either. There we have that gas being taken. And looks like this Hydralisk was just forgotten. We have +1 or +2 done for the Hydralisk, and here we have the big attack. Kind of awkward for Hydras to get here. Not a ton of area. If there were storms, this would basically be impossible. With only one storm, I think Crossy just has enough. You want the Zealots in the front to tank the damage. They only take half damage from the Hydralisk, the Dragoons, and the storm behind. Only one storm is going to be critical. Can he land a good storm? That's a nice storm. And now these damage Hydras are very weakened. Can Dragoons here, trying to get the job done. What does Remag have to reinforce this? Looks like not much. And these Hydras are just barely gonna break through here, I think. Yeah, reinforcement too quick. This base too hard to defend. And the third base falls. Again, this is actually, we don't have a robo here. We don't have a robotics at all. Oh, that's, well, basically, Crossy has the freedom to do whatever he wants here. He can drone up, but he's already at a very healthy drone count. Looks like not that many drones at this base, but he finally has that third gas, and he still hasn't noticed this. This is kind of awkward to notice in the heat of the game. And reestablishing that third base. Crossy gonna take a fifth now. In the meantime, no need for Hive here. Zerg, instead of going up in tech, will just try to engage Protoss with mass, and especially with that third base slowed down, it's gonna be a very effective strategy. I want to see if the Dragoon pops on. I'll keep this gateway on the hotkey. Oh, here we have a good angle for Protoss to get just completely sandwiched and flanked. Crap. So the Dragoon didn't come out, unless it was that one up there. And Remag just leaves the game, no GG. And that'll be 1 point for Team Canada. Alright. Let's go to game 2. How is the audio? Just a quick check. We have Dragon against Bakuryu next, another ZVP. We're gonna go into Dragon against Bakuryu on Optimizer. Alright, in the top right spawn we have Dragon spawning as the blue Protoss representing Team Canada captain, also captain of Naz. And in the bottom right we have BSL 10 Bakuryu as the yellow Zerg. Map is Optimizer. We do have this 4,000 versus 1,000 gas and the natural with the extra mineral patches. Now there's a base between the two of them. And vertical spawns are always the most interesting on this map. Not so much in this matchup, more in TVP and TVZ. We'll see. And we have Dragon Pylon scouting. Very fast scout. 4-player map, so you really want to get that scout out as soon as possible. You have Bakuryu here with the Overlord. Will he go for hatch first? Hatch first, quite common on this map. Not viable to cannon rush. But nope. Pool going down. overpull from Bakuyu. And now Dragon's gonna see that Baku's not top left. He's gonna keep scouting. Here comes that second probe to make that forge at the natural. And here's a drone scout from Bakuyu, only after having actually sent out a little bit early. But now he has 9 on minerals. One drone goes out to scout and another goes out to make the hatchery at the net. Dragon getting that last scout. And here comes Bakuyu trying to get that hatchery down as soon as possible. You can see these little rocks or whatever on the ground help you. This is basically a noob aid for you to make your hatchery comfortably. And Dragon sees that. Now he did go for that double scout. And one thing about that double scout is it does weaken your economy in the early game, so you do have to go cannon before Nexus, even against overpull. We only have 2 lings being made, so 1 cannon will suffice for Dragon. How long can Dragon keep this probe alive will be a very... What is this? No, I didn't even notice this. You can make a barracks and a depot here, and it also helps you sim. Look at that. And the marine will also pop out on the inside. So just some balancing on this map as well. And Dragon's probe is still alive. Bakuyu actually taking middle of the map third. You can see they have 3,000 gas each. How many mineral patches? Looks like 7. This map is very unique in that none of the gases, other than the ones at the natural, are full. You see these are 5,000 gas. But the ones in the main are actually both reduced, and all the thirds are at 3,000 gas. Dragon getting a pylon and gas. Everything very standard. We're likely going to see core before any zealots. Yep, there's the core. And Bakuyu already has his lair on the way. I didn't check his gas timing, but it looks like standard gas timing. Lair and core basically start roughly at the same time. Bakuyu getting Zergling speed. Very fast. Actually, Bakuyu's lair, I'm going to say this is a slightly fast lair. This might have been a 15 lair, because he got Zergling speed really fast. Let's see, starting to mine out that patch between their 2 bases. Not really sure who this benefits to have it open. I think it does give Zerg another attacking avenue, but then it gives Protoss the opportunity to counterattack. And I wonder if Protoss actually wants to take this as their 3rd base. I think no. Zerg is more mobile and can counter that base more effectively. Zerg is also likely to want to establish air dominance. Not so much with this middle base, but mutas are always an option. And where's the Spire? This is Spire going down at the natural. Stargate going down for Dragon. Bakuyu retreating from the main. And Dragon gets to scout that 3rd base. So probe's still alive. Dragon has full scouting information. Second gas going down. +1 ground. Let's see, +1 air, +1 air. Nope, no +1 air. Oh, there it is. Unlike last game, Dragon is just keeping his zealots back, already blocking with that probe. Zergling speed finishes before you have 3 zealots to plug your wall, so it's always safe to do this. And as soon as that 3rd zealot pops out, probe goes back to mine. Only 6 links main, which is fine because Dragon never moved out to pressure. Overlords were spawning at the front. I'm a little bit worried. Where is that 5th hatch from Bakuyu? Looks like he still not there. Here comes a drone. I think it's gonna make that hatchery. And the Spire is complete. Hydrogen as well. Now this sim isn't actually a real sim. Zealots can filter in through here, so it's actually a pretty big gap. It's not like Sylphid where it was very tight. Unfortunately, Crossy did make a mistake. And we have an evolution chamber. So basically the same opening from Zerg as last game. Dragon is getting +1 air, so that's a difference. He's actually protecting the Stargate, which is smart. Don't want skirts to camp He's having a pylon here at the natural. This is in case Zerg does go Muta. You eventually want a cannon at the natural as well. And he's adding a second cannon for safety as he pressures with some Zealots, but instantly retreats. And Bakuyu about fully droned up. He will transition into Hydralist now. And there's the archives from Dragon. So not at all like last game where Protoss added those extra gateways. Looks like, oh, that could have been an attempted run by, but easily plugged. There it is. There's a run by, but very nice block by Dragon. I'm waiting for, okay, there's the second gateway. You want your second gateway and your archives to be made at roughly the same time so that when the archives finish, you can make 2 High Templars or 1 High Templar, 1 DT. And we're at 7 minutes. Dragon has 38 probes. And now when that archives is done, Protoss will start floating minerals because they're going to be making High Templars, and you will see a big gateway explosion. Looks like Bakuyu's units lost a bit of control here. Dragon is moving out just before speed and +1 are done. This is smart, so when you arrive to Zerg's base, you're ready to attack with those upgrades. But Bakuyu has enough Hydras to defend from this. Speed finishes, and now Dragon can retreat. Corsairs are countering. Bakuyu has to be careful not to leave his Overlords unprotected. Overlord speed finishes just in time. No Hydra range quite yet. The Dragon also mined out the path between their 2 bases, but it's pretty hard to attack through this path. This DT could actually head towards Bakuyu's Natu on the inside of the map. So this Zealot DT, no High Templars quite yet. This is a significant number of Hydras. Where are the Corsairs? Looks like the Corsairs countering at the 3rd. And it's actually going to supply block Bakuyu. Too many Hydras for these Zealots, so the Zealots are forced to retreat. There's no High Templars quite yet, only Zealots. But these Corsairs being very annoying. 6 hatch going down at the 4th base. Front getting pressured. I think this isn't enough. And this is also a big risk when Zerg does this kind of move. If there's too few Hydras left over, then the Overlords are suddenly exposed, and this is the kind of move Protoss can do. They can just attack with the Zealots and the Corsairs, and all the Overlords will go down. Hydra's also getting cleaned up here. And this is just a ton of Overlord damage. Bakuyu droning up here, and he's vulnerable now to a counterattack. Hydra range was actually forgotten, so that's also very important. He is making Hydralists now, but these Zealots are about to get to that. It's only 5 Zealots, but the real threat here is the Corsairs. Still 5 Corsairs with +1 alive. You can see how fast the Overlords go down while the Hydras are occupied. Again, Bakuyu's economy is in a good spot, but he's being kept making Overlords. Not really something you want to do. Looks like there was actually 6 Corsair here. And again, look how long these Zealots take to go down. And in the meantime, all the Overlords die. Again, looks like these Overlords are exposed. Only 3 Hydralists here, but Dragon doesn't commit. How many gateways are we working on? Looks like we have 4, 6, 7 gateways, +1 armor on the way. Where's the Robo? Where's the Robo? No Robo? I guess no Robo. And here we have the gas being utilized. So this is actually going to be interesting. PvZ on this map, never really thought about it, but there's a point when you're switching into Dragoons that you're short on gas and you can make only Dragoons and Zealots and maybe a couple High Templars. Especially if you have 8 gateways, that's a lot of gas being sucked up. But this extra 3rd gas will help out Dragon with the tank. But looks like he's just going to attack now again. 6 Corsairs while the Hydras are occupied with the Zealots and High Templars. Hydras out of position here. The wall will help out. DTs are here, but here come the High Templars from behind. Hydra's running out of room to run. And now the Nat is being broken. I think there's just too many Corsairs still alive, harassing the Overlords. Permanent block on Bakuyu, and now the mineral line is getting stormed. Looks like Zealot reinforcement from Dragon. This Archon is also going to be a big damage dealer if it's allowed to finish. It's like one of the Corsairs finally goes down, but you can see the supply difference now is just growing in Dragon's favor. Non-stop stream of Zealots being rallied across the map. Dragon taking a 3rd as well, and again another no GG game, and we're at 2-0 Canada. let's go to the next game. Next game is gonna be, let's see, Red Duck against LML. So finally, a non-PvZ. How's everyone today? BSO's good. I saw, oh, no spoilers, no spoilers. Oh. And here we are. Okay, let's do red blue. And the bottom left, we have Red Duck as a red Terran, representing Team Canada. And in the top left, we have the blue Protoss, representing Germany, red LML. Red against red. But one is party ID, the other is a clan ID. Oh, we already have some action. Probe heading out. It's going to be a gateway at the natural. Just some early game aggression here from LML. Could also be a Forge Fast expand, but highly unlikely. There's that probe going back, so it's going to be a 9 gateway. This is actually very aggressive. Even cutting a probe to do this. Just for a little bit. So I mean, Protoss basically has 2 options, but because it was 9 gateway, I think only really one. It's going to be something like 3 Zealots pressuring, and then slowly behind it going Dragoons. Here we have red LML scouting, and I'm a little bit curious about this SimCity. How is it going to go? No depot will be made here. But I think a command center, if made right there, will allow some kind of SimCity. Some kind of maneuverability advantage for the Marines. It's pretty important actually because the Marine has 40 HP and it does 6 damage. Zealots have what, 160 with armor. And it does 16 damage. So it's not really a fair fight. Terran basically needs all the help they can get when dealing with Zealots. Marines do have range, so one of the ways to abuse the Zealots is with that SimCity. And there we go. Looks like this isn't actually tight, so fortunately for him, it is cross map. Will he see the Zealot? This is actually pretty important. Oh, he doesn't see the Zealot. So this is key seconds where he won't be able to see that Zealot. You will tell once he spots this forward gateway. And then we have the transition into Dragoon slowly but surely. Honestly, this build favors Terran significantly, but if these Zealots can do damage, that equation obviously changes. Because Protoss is going to have very delayed tech. They need these Zealots to do some kind of damage. Let's look at this wall. Looks like this is a good wall. Is this tight? Can't tell. Alright, let's shoot away. Depot here being cancelled. Temporary wall here, but he's gonna have to be careful. Only 2 Marines. It's gonna be 2 Zealots here. Bunker is not gonna be done anywhere near in time. He's gonna have to bring SCVs. Let's see how fast his reaction is. There's a second Zealot arriving. Looks like no 3rd Zealot was made, which is actually a wise choice here. We have 2 SCVs gone down. This SCV also very low health. And now the Zealots are on the 2 sides of the wall. He kills 1 Zealot so he can get on the other side, but this Zealot is allowed to run by, and we see Red Duck floating in gas big time. 200 gas. Nice micro there, just pulling away the low HP. Oh, looks like he's gonna lose another one. Lots of damage being done here. And we have the Nexus following this up. Dragoon range on the way. And another Dragoon. So I like the decision not to make that 3rd Zealot, just to get that faster Nexus up. Enough damage has been done. Zealot is actually still alive. 4 kills on that Zealot. So it goes down, and Red Duck is secure here, but look at the worker count. Nexus is about to be up, so it's about even, I would say. Normally Protoss can pressure this bunker as well, and because the factory was delayed, Terran had over 200 gas when that was made. I think Protoss is not going to be able to pressure much, but he still has a little window here. Looks like Dragoon hunting for that SCV. He knows there's going to be one on the map, and this probe, I don't know what it's doing, if it's trying to hide an expansion top right, but they cross each other here. There's the probe transfer, second gateway being added, Robo. And we have 2 factories being set up for Red Duck. Now, he doesn't actually know what the follow-up is from Protoss, so this is actually kind of risky to go second factory without detection. Third gateway even being added, and that's interesting. Zealots did delay Terran, and if you go 3 gateway follow up against what Terran did, which is Rax expand, your economy will suffer. You need to get that third base up quickly, so getting this third gateway instead of that seems unnecessary here. There's that academy finally for Red Duck. And we have 3 gateways for LML. Nice block at the natural. Very good against Vulture run-bys. They can only go through there. Small gap. Very intensive scouting, but no pressure at all at the front. Hello, Jiraiya. What's up? And so Protoss is going to have a ton of Dragoons here, but not really going to help in this scenario. Can't really attack Terran, and there's no timing incoming. Even if there was 2 gateways cross map, he'll have sufficient time. There's an armory, and the academy's already done. He's making those add-ons, and we're switching into Vulture production finally. How many tanks did we actually make? Only 3 tanks. Terran can do a timing off of this, but again, cross map, and of course he doesn't know how many gateways he has. Let's remove LML's vision while he scans complete. Looks like he's holding on to those scans. Gonna go to that third base. And this is the first observer from LML, but curiously not actually doing anything with it. Not going into Terran's base, not scouting the front. Second gas from LML. Do we have a Citadel? Yep, there it is. Probe getting ready to make that third Nexus. And there finally goes that observer. Third command center also from Red Duck. Shuttle spotted at the front, but this could just be a normal shuttle to get some Zealot bombs. Doesn't necessarily mean Reaver. Red Duck still not using his scans. And there go out the first few Vultures. Speed and mines complete. And he's spreading out the Vultures. He's gonna get good minefield. Lots of map coverage here. I mean, these positions in this map screams carry. I'm surprised we didn't see that from LML. Full pylon block at the third. You want to block one side of the ramp and leave the other one open and plug it with 1 or 2 Dragoons. That way you're not completely exposed against drop, but you are secure against Vulture movement. Some Goliaths being added. Going for that observer snipe, but nothing there, unfortunately. The observer is actually at the front. Will he see that movement? Actually, that scan lasted so long. He's hunting for it. He's hunting. Oh. Dragoon's moving out. I'm going to clear some mines. Terran setting up their third base. Also getting a starport. And there's that shot. Only 2 Zealots. Terran only has 3 tanks, so that could have been a moment for a bust, but with only 2 Zealots, it's not that threatening. Red Duck can additionally make a bunker here just to be super secure. Give these Marines some more utility. Oh, here we go. It's coming in. But again, only 2 zealots. Only 1 gets dropped. And, I mean, that's basically over. 5 tanks now. No amount of Dragoons can break this efficiently. And Red Dog is forced, or I mean, Red LML is forced to retreat. There's a science facility, second armory being added as well. So 2-1 is on the way. And what does Protoss actually have? Arbiter Tribunal is quite delayed here. I need more gateways. There it is finally. Yep, there's the block. This is very, very safe. No forge. Looks like there's a forge. But the tech is very late. Let's see here, setting up. Oh, this is nice. He's preemptively setting up to take a 4th base. Adding 5th and 6th factory. It's quite low on gas. Looks like gas is saturated. But getting tanks off 2 add-ons. Getting double armory upgrades. We did also get 4 lives, which is standard. But it does eat a lot into the gas count. And this Arbiter is so slow. Terran really pumps here. It's gonna be in big trouble. But Terran's actually taking a 4th base behind this. Looks like some scans went off. Scanning the fact that Protoss hasn't started the Arbiter. That's a sigh of relief that Red Duck just let out. Basically, he has endless amount of time to push out. Scans one of the corner mains, sees there's nothing there. This is looking like a comfortable game for the Terran. First vessel being produced as well. Don't need to rush that EMP. No +1. And there's a first Arbiter finally. Cannons being added only after the 4th Nexus, so Protoss is cutting some corners. That's completely fine, really. The Dragoons do fend off the Vultures just fine. And I like this fast 4th base from Red Duck. It's kind of playing like Circuit Breaker. Normally it's pretty hard to take 4 bases as Terran, but that's on usually older maps like Fighting Spirit where the 4th base is quite far away. Let's see, we're still only on the 6 factories, and we're still quite short on gas. There's the MP being researched. First Arbiter almost done. Actually, it's halfway done. Arbiters take forever to build. This is why you want to rush that Arbiter Tribunal, because it takes really long for them to finish, and then really long for them to get that 100 energy. And looks like Red Duck is moving out. 2-1, almost complete. Oh, looks like he actually forgot weapons too. So it's going to make his army significantly weaker. Weapon upgrades as mech are extremely potent. The splash factor from the tanks just does so much damage. This map is pretty good for Terran in certain scenarios. Basically, because all the bases are on high grounds, there's a ton of high grounds, there's a ton of chokes. It can be hard for Protoss to engage. This middle is wide open, so that's a good spot for Terran to engage. Not so much here. All the units will funnel in. You can see Red LML wants to come in an arc, really, not in a line. And this base isn't high priority for LML to defend. He could basically give that base up and expand top right, no problem. It's not set up to do that. Here we go. Now this is a much better engagement angle from LML if he's ready. We have the Arbiter out, but no stasis quite yet. There aren't mines in front of these tanks, but there's a lot of tanks in the tank line goes a little bit deep. LML patiently waiting, not engaging. I mean, this could be the game right here. Red does actually have a supply advantage. Vultures are coming in. This is about a control group of Vultures. Here comes the flank from LML. Zealots going down, but they are trading off efficiently. Second round of Vultures come to support these tanks. And this was actually a very good trade for LML. You gotta retreat again. You only want to engage when you have, looks like an EMP went off, when you have Zealots as Protoss. Tanks on siege, so he has a window here, but where are the Zealots? This is a tense moment here for LML. Looks like Terran is retreating. Only 1-1 on these tanks. And he's a little bit short on gateways considering he's on 4 bases already set up. He's got to go do something. Terran doesn't have a 4th base already established. How many factories are we working on? Looks like 3, 7, 9. Getting set up now. Again, this Nexus not very high priority for Protoss, but the fact that he doesn't have anything to set up another base on the right side of the map is worrying here. Can't really engage this position. Maybe a counter here is an option, but enough mines here to buy him time to set up some defenses. Again, what's really hurting him is the lack of Arbiter and Arbiter energy. He's fighting Terran straight up, which is something you never want to do. He doesn't have any splash. He also has so much gas. Only the one Stargate, no High Templars. Only now he's going to get +1, and he's just in big trouble. Taking this mineral only, quite exposed, but he does need a 5th base. Alright, let's zoom in. That's stressing me out. Oh, no! What a murder. Doesn't even register a kill. So does that mean these animals don't have life? Alright, here we go. Red Duck getting ready to move out. For the first time, LML finally has a decent sized army. But again, army size isn't that important in PvT. You need something, some kind of AoE effects. We have an Arbiter. Ah! Okay, he does get a stasis off, but only stasis is the vessel, really. None of the tanks under stasis. How many tanks is this actually? Looks like not that many. It's like a control group of tanks. Where's Red Duck's army? This is puzzling. He only has 12 tanks here. He's maxed out, I guess 13, 16. Okay. He is maxed out. And this is where it starts to get scary for Protoss. I like this counter with the 4 Zealots. It's going to distract Terran a little bit. We still don't have enough stasis here. You know how he should engage this is half his army here and half his army here. It does take some time to get that set up. But Protoss also doesn't want to really engage here. They want to counter. They want to distract Terran's army, not fight it straight on. Good cancel on that command center. And looks like Terran's going to move to the north side of the map. His base is getting real established. It's going to come down to the fight. And this is a much better position for Terran. Just moving forward, Protoss letting him do this. This is a big mistake. He had the opportunity to split his army in half and flank this, but it's just taking too long. His army's completely out of position. Terran's getting set up right outside his natural. He's going to come in from this high ground, but he wants to flank this, not fight this like this. He's going to come in through a choke. It's going to be splash damage to maximum effect here for Terran. Nothing coming from the right side, nothing coming in from natural, just coming in from one side. No stasis ready. I guess the high ground is helping the Dragoons stay alive longer. But now the Zealots are all dead, only Dragoons left. And you see that was actually a lot closer than I thought. Protoss really wanted to come from at least 2 angles, minimize that splash, and if he could have cleaned up that army, I think he's still not completely winning because Terran has 4 bases, but I guess he does manage to clean up a lot of the army. Let's look at the upgrades. Terran's on 2-2, 3-3 about to be done. Protoss 1-0, +2 about to be done in Terran's favor. Now we're on this high ground. Some vultures can support this very quickly. This Nexus is going to go down. This other Nexus will also go down. Protoss does have another base on the right side of the map, left side of the map, and this command center was cancelled. So it's not... It could be worse for Protoss. It could be worse. And let's see. We're finally on 2 Stargates. We're mixing DTs. I don't know why. They could be useful in countering. Like, had anything ever happened at this base with DTs, it would have been annoying for Terran to deal with that. But we see how long Terran was maxed. They built up this bank, this huge bank count. Looks like, okay, we have 3 SCVs on gas. We're on 3 add-ons, 3, 6, 9 factories. Terran could probably add 3, 4 more factories just to get that extra vulture production in. Looks like some scans going off, trying to find the Protoss army, but NLML just doesn't have enough money. He's just getting outmaneuvered on the map, can't really engage. Terran doesn't even need to siege here, didn't just fight this straight on. Not that enough Dragoons. Vulture's getting pulled back. I mean, if we have some stasis here, this will look a lot different, but no stasis. EMP goes off, and LML Types that GG, and we're at 3-0 Canada, heading into the 2v2. Alright, if you see the 2v2, it's actually going to be ZVZ against PZ. Haven't seen this match on Iron Curtain yet. Actually, we did see it. Dragon was forced into playing Zerg 1 week. But I'm not going to count Dragon Zerg in 2v2 as a real match. Sorry. So let's go right into that. I have a very specific idea of how Zerg should play on this map, and I haven't seen it utilized yet. Alright, let's see. We have the Canadian team. This is Crossy as one of the Zergs, and he's partnered with another Zerg, Agio, Drone Dance. Both Zergs spawn on the same side. On the other side of the map, we have Darkstorm as the blue, and Fisheye as the blue Protoss. So PZ against ZZ. I don't know what they're saying, but basically, and this is just my opinion from I have very little experience on this map. One Zerg should go for 12 pool air, and the other Zerg should go for 3 hatch Hydra, and then drop, because the Corsairs are always going to be a factor on this map, and the Corsair, one Stargate Corsair off one base will be the Protoss opening of choice, just to get that really fast +1, start building up those Corsair numbers. And then this Zerg, the one that's allied to Protoss, I'm not really sure what they should do. So we have an Order Gas from Crossy, and Agio is still no pull. This Zerg basically has 2 options, but what is this? 9 hatch? This is not what I would have gone for. 9 hatch is to get a lot of larva up, but I guess because you're not making any lings, it's not terrible. But really, you just go 12 hatch. This Zerg can either go really fast lair, they could go 12 hatch, defend with spores. I mean, they have a lot of options. And here we have a 12 hatch from Agio. Crossy with that Orgas, gonna get a really fast spire. Again, no lings likely to be made on this map. We did see a Terran Zerg team trick over some Hydralisk with a barracks landing. That was very cute. We saw Marwin do that as well. Trick over some Goliaths. And it looks like we have 2 hatch from Agio. Now, if he goes Mutas, I think it's a mistake. No reason for both Zergs to go Mutalisk. It just makes Protoss's that Gold Corsair more powerful if they're only facing Mutalisk. And the 9 hatch is complete for Darkstorm, but not really sure what the benefit of 9 hatch is on this map. Crossy also taking an expansion behind us. No threat of ground units. And it's going to be 2 hatch Hydra from Agio, so okay. This makes more sense then. Overlord's getting that full scout. And there's a Stargate from Fish. And now he's going double Stargate. And I don't know about this. Double Stargate means that you can never take your expansion, basically. And it also slows down your +1. You're going to get more Corsairs, but their +1 is going to be delayed significantly. You can see he doesn't have gas. It's 4 on gas just to get the extra 1.5% income from the gas. It's not really significant. You want the extra probe on minerals basically in all scenarios. You can see this second Stargate really slowing down his +1. Getting a forge. And Crossy's making the spire, but I don't like the spire placement. It's very exposed. If they ever get countered by mutas, this is a very exposed spire. Like here would have been better. And here comes the first Hydralisk from Agio, and he's also getting a lair, so this is going to be for fast drop. And here comes the double Stargate pumping, but again, no +1. Look how short on gas Fisheye is going to be. His expansion is going to be late. I think one Stargate expansion is just a better build. Hydra's deflecting that first Corsair. Now Crossy, he could lose his Overlords, and these Overlords in the middle map have to be hidden here. It looks like Hydras are being sent to defend Crossy's Overlord, so good team play by Team Canada. First Corsair. Okay, first cannon being made, but again, look, this build just doesn't work because now he's cutting Corsairs to get that +1 up, and it's just all over the place. Non-stop Corsair production off one Stargate with +1, and then an eventual expansion will leave Protoss in a familiar position in Corsair count, but with the benefit of a Nexus at the natural. Okay, because Crossy went for fast mutalist, we have Darkstorm also getting some spores. Canadian team, no spores, no need. Hydras out in time, and the mutas are faster. And we're still only on the 2 hatcheries because we invested a lot into tech, Hydra speed and range, and now Overlord drop. Overlords don't. What is this? Looks like one of the Overlords for Team Germany went down. Let's look at the upgrades. Looks like Crossy's gonna have that +1 carapace faster. Very big upgrade. And where are Fisheye's Corsairs? Right, just jumping around the map to see what every player is up to. We're getting fast +1, and this is just curious. Why not a 3rd hatchery? The upgrades make way less of a difference when there's just less units on the map. There we got 1 Corsair, but this is more than enough mutas, and there's also some Scourge here. Corsair has to run away, wants to get to the Spore. Not able to get there, and we have Darkstorm countering. Crossy's making a Spore, but look how exposed this Spire is. Alright, here we go. Here are their Corsairs. They don't have +1. There are Hydras below us, but it's hard for the Hydras to snipe off those Corsairs. So 1 Corsair does go down. An Overlord goes down. Darkstorm's mutas running away. I mean, this is chaos. I lost focus there. But again, okay, so Fisheye still doesn't have an expansion established. It's 3 bases against 4. He could eventually get this, but he's investing in a lot of Corsairs, wants to establish that air dominance. We have Aegio's speed upgrade. Recently started +1. Corey's Hydro is almost done as well. Drop has already been researched. Let's look at this fight. Looks like Crossy's mutas have to be careful avoiding the Corsairs. There's not enough Hydralists here, or Mutalists here to kill the Hydras. But look how fast Crossy's Mutalists go down. +1 done for Fisheye finally. All of Crossy's Mutalists have been killed. And 1 left. And there's only 3 Mutalists here for Darkstorm. Crossy doesn't have enough minerals to support a lot. He only has 1 Perpetua in the main. No drones mining natural minerals. And we still have 7 Corsairs for Fisheye. He's still making more Corsairs. I really think he should pivot. I really think he should pivot and get this Nexus up at the natural. They have air dominance here. They're also taking this middle expansion. Crossy is actually very weak here. I don't know what Drone Dan said there. I think he said drop and speed are done. And here we go. Look at the Spire placing very exposed. How many mutalists here? 10 mutalists. This is a significant mutal number. Only 4 and 1 Scourge here. Scary moment here for Crossy. Drone goes down there. But this Spire placement very exposed. This has to be careful here. I mean, you can target this down. It's about half health. Crossy trying to buy time. Say, want to get a drop? Fisheye's Corsairs, no. He went from 6 to 2 in the blink of a second. And now there's only 1 left. I think Team Germany had a big advantage there. Spire almost went down. He's retreating with the Mutalisks, but this is gonna be in time. What does Fish have? He has 1 cannon to natural. How many Mutalisks are in the air? Looks like we have 11 Mutalisks. So this is how many Hydralisks? This is a ton of Hydralisks. They also have +1. And now Crossy's being... Oh, Crossy's actually also here, supporting. His Mutalisk could get cut off and sniped. I mean, what should he do here, really? I mean, he's got to help Fisheye. Cannon's being set up now, but these are just too late. We have a Zealot with speed. What the heck? And then here come the Hydralisks. Fisheye trying to deal with the Mutalisk, but of course they just go down instantly. Darkstorm trying to help from the back. Finally some links, but no speed on these links. Fisheye's main completely exposed now. Darkstorm trying to come from the back. Trying to support his ally here. This is a key moment. Looks like Crossy, 7 Mutalisks here, being targeted by the Corsairs, but the Corsairs actually also hit Darkstorm's Muta. Corsair Splash hits allies as well. They're kind of like tanks, except for the air. And I mean, it's just too many Hydralisks left over for Aegyo. And even if it's only a handful of Hydras, Fisheye doesn't have a lot in terms of anti-ground defense. He only has Corsair. He has 1 cannon. Like Crossy's final Mutalisk does go down. Couple Muta and critically some links here to support. And crap, just still not enough. Alright, finally gets cleaned up. Looks like Aegyo setting up in the middle base as well. Who's getting +2? Is this? Oh, it's not. What the heck? Oh, it's Aegyo. Aegyo is actually getting air as well. And +2 weapons for the Hydras. And now we have another Hydra drop. And this is just too much. For a moment there, it looked like Team Germany had it. They had killed all of Crossy's Mutas. The Spire was exposed. But then Fisheye lost a significant number of Corsairs and allowed this drop to come through. Still would have been very hard to contest the Hydras, but as long as they don't pass the middle, they had the opportunity there. And these Hydras, just too strong. It's like Crossy's trying to harass here with the Mutas. Corsairs come to deflect them away. And this middle base is being set up. Darkstorm does have 3 gases here. Looks like we have +2 Hydras getting ready. Do we have a drop heading towards that base? It's like, oh, Fisheye lost his Nexus. This is just looking brutal. And Crossy has a significant number of Mutas. Fisheye still has enough Corsairs to shoo these away. But as soon as the Hydras show up, the Corsairs have to run away. Setting up some defense here. He needs a couple more Sunkens. These Hydras can drop over the very small. It's like Fisheye's occupied. What's going on here? Scourge coming in. And Hydra's being dropped. And I think that'll do it. Team Canada winning on the air and the ground. And there's a GG, so that's 4-0. Alright, let's see, we have 2 matches left. It's going to be Whip against Gentleman. Another TVP. So that's 4-0 Canada currently. Yeah, we're just going to cast every match nonetheless. Canada already won the week, but Germany can still get some points. Let's go. Alright, we have in the top right spawn the blue Protoss. Wait, maybe these colors can be switched. Is this better? No, this is worse. This is better. We have Gentleman representing Team Germany. Not a player I'm familiar with. One of the new additions to Team Germany. And in the bottom left we have Whip, representing Team Canada as a red Terran. The map is Eclipse, 2-player map. Map I've seen a lot of proxy gates on, but looks like Gentleman's just gonna play standard. Whoa, we're having a pylon scout, so this is gonna be a gas steal here. There's a Depot 410. This is a gas steal probe, effectively. You don't scout this fast otherwise. Alright, probe is chugging along, going across the map. What the heck is this? Alright, we're gonna see a barrack soon. And this probe wants to come in at an angle that it doesn't reveal itself. But nice barracks placement from the Terran. It will see this gas steal attempt. You can cut this SCV, get that gas up. Come on. Nope. Alright, Terran comfortable with the gas steal. Now when this is combined with a proxy gate, this is interesting. If Protoss were going for proxy gate and then gas steal, Terran, in response to that, can go 2 barracks. And then the 2 barracks will allow him to produce enough Marines to deal with the Zealots, then counterattack, kill that gateway. And it's not very all in because they could just put a transition out of the 2 racks with an expansion, and it's just kind of like a very delayed barracks expand. And because Protoss invested so much in this gas and the proxy pylon and gateway, their position isn't that great either. But no proxy gateway, this is just standard gateway in main with a gas steal. Whip is going to be forced into Brax expand, but again, it looks like he's just comfortable doing that. He's getting that full scout now. Sees the Zealot popping out. Now, Gentleman could actually make a second Zealot here. It's like Whip missed this first Zealot heading out. Just a key moment, but he knows. Look at this core timing. What else could it be? There's that SCV gonna go to the natural. I'm surprised there's no bunker. Even with a bunker, the Zealot can always run by, but it's just extra security for the Terran. He does eventually want to take this gas as well. I mean, the sooner you kill this gas, the sooner you can get your gas mining going. The gas at the natural will take a lot longer to be effectively mined, and it looks like the Zealot is arriving here in the main. 3 Marines with good micro will be enough to deal with it. We also have the SimCity, a 4th Marine pops out even. And even though he's going to defend from this just fine, it's not like this is rosy for him. He still doesn't have gas. He's pulling a ton of minerals. There's that bunker finally, but still no gas. Still no gas. And we're making a ton of Marines. You don't want to make more than 4 Marines. What is Gentleman going to follow this up with? I mean, this is so many Marines. This is already 7 Marines being made. We still don't have a gas. This is stressful. This is stressful to watch Terran. There, finally the gas is being made. Also not likely for Terran to counter pressure. Dragoons with range are just way too strong against Marines. Terran could do some kind of SCV Marine all in, but wouldn't do that with this second command center. Looks like we have double gas going down for Terran, which I think is fine because considering how delayed his gas actually was. Gentleman's build is kind of wonky now because he got supply blocked. He's going to have to pivot. And these Marines, what the heck? What are they doing? Is he going to set up a high ground bunker and double expand? I mean, this is all kinds of cute. Just the extra things Terran can do. I'm imagining he's going to bunker the ramp at the 3rd and just be annoying. He wants to distract these Dragoons so he can get up there. Alright, there's that first factory. You can actually double factory here. Look how much gas income he has. Come on, set up that high ground bunker. This is a lot of patience here. I would have just gone for it. Second factory on the way. Another SCV scout being sent out. Academy. Alright, here we go. High ground bunker. Let's see it. Let's see it. Don't counterattack. It's going to be Dragoons at the natural. Ah, he's going for it. How much cuter would it have been? Even though Dragoons outrange the bunker, it's just being annoying. Looks like he is countering, and this will allow him to at least, well, maybe he'll get a scout. Targeting the probes. Nice. It's being annoying. 3 probes down. SCV gets in the main, and this is effective. These Marines wouldn't have had much value. And does he see? Yeah, he sees the archives. Doesn't see the robo, which is important, but he sees the archives. Okay, so he's getting an add-on there, but he realized that was actually gonna throw off his unit movement. It would have been awkward for them to get out. There's 1 turret being made and a starport. So this starport is curious. I guess he must assume it's gonna be DT drop and not just DT straight up. Put a turret in the main as well. And tanks out. Siege is on the way. Complete wall here, very nice. This will make it harder for Protoss to attempt some kind of bust. And we're transitioning into vultures pretty quickly, actually only the 1 tank made. And Whip, I just think Whip is a Terran who favors drop play, so he just goes drop play almost every game. And here we have the first DT drop, only 2 DTs. Terran is already set up with 1 turret and scans. Right. Armory going down at the natural, and there's that 3rd base. So I guess, as interesting as it would have been to see that high ground bunker at the 3rd, he did scout with that attack. And on top of that, he killed a couple probes, so it did work out for him. DT drop gonna do absolutely nothing. 1 scan deals with both DTs, and the shuttle just ran away. He did scout the starport. And the fact that there were already a ton of vultures moving out now. It's like none go down maybe. Nope, none go down. They're gonna get out on the map. And Protoss did invest in that shuttle. So observers are quite delayed actually. You see there's nothing. There's 1 observer and nothing. No defense at the natural. What? Oh, this is disastrous. This is making me sad. Whip playing up the vulture smartly. It looks like not going into the main is actually going to leave him short a few probes. Probe kills, I should say. He's also going to scout that 3rd. Do we have that dropship out? Where is it? There's the drop. Now, one thing I'm curious about. Can you actually drop stuff here? I think you can, but I've never actually seen it in any of these Nation War games. Oh! Oh, what a disaster. Happened to me yesterday as well when you're wanting to deal with the vulture harassment. You forget where the mines are placed and you just transfer probes back. And Dragoon eats a mine, explodes all the probes. This vulture has 9 kills. This is bleak. Terran in this position, I mean, if they're merciful, they'll just go for a timing and end the game. But if they're gonna be like, I don't know what the word is, they could just expand and play with their advantage, play with their food a little bit, have fun. Here comes a 2 tank drop to this base. There's a pylon wall here. Very annoying for Protoss now. You could mix in more drop ships. Well, you could do anything. 2 tank drop. Probes going down. I'm surprised he's actually leaving. Okay, he's gonna shuttle in a vulture as well. Mine connects. I mean, Wraith here to support. Wraith is actually super frail, so it's actually not gonna be able to kill a shuttle. Well, it actually kills the shuttle. And the tanks are evacuated. Now these Dragoons are... Dragoon done here for... Ignoring the Dragoons, just targeting the probes, hurting the Protoss economy even more. Alright, can units be dropped here? I want to say yes. Wood setting up to take his third base. I mean, his advantage is so large. He's getting a second army, getting a science facility. Please, just go attack. Alright, dropship looping around. Did I change the score? I don't know. Yeah, I did. Okay, so it's 4-0. What is this tank movement? Alright, tank gets spotted. I mean, dropship gets spotted by that observer. For us trying to recover, they do have 3 nexuses pumping probes nonstop. But Terran has his third base. What is this tank movement? This is so ambitious. Like, if Terran weren't so far ahead, I would actually say this is suicidal. It looks like just with one tank, it's not that many Dragoons. Looks like we have a 2-pronged attack tanks going into the third while this drop heads towards the natural. Can stuff be dropped here? I don't know. We have an Archon. Why do we have an Archon? What did I miss? We have 2 Archons. Anti-drop units. This is new. Instead of cannons, let's just make Archons. They cost less minerals. Looks like the third nexus will go down. Very nice tank spread. And the Archon does defend from the drop. Tank unfortunately still killing some probes. They kill tank here. Archon coming in. Kills the tank. And there's a GG. What a game. Unfortunately for Genemon, he was just too far behind after the failed DT drop and the Vulture run by. And we're gonna go into the final match. It's gonna be Agio against Hades, another CVP. It's gonna be Fighting Spirit. And we are 5-0 Canada, unfortunately. Alright, last match of the day. I do have the updated scores for week 9. There's only 2 weeks left. Week 9 of the regular season. Here we have Drone Dance as the Red Zerg spawning in the bottom left. And we have Hades as the White Protoss spawning in the bottom right. Alright, let me... Well, it's gonna be a little bit slow in the early game. Agil's gonna scout that closest natural. I have a message here. What is it? And Hades sending out that probe 2 is natural. Going out. No scout quite yet. And Agio, let's see, overpull, will we see it? Yeah, overpull from Agio. Hades gonna go for that. Gateway? No, Forge, just a delayed Forge scout from Protoss. Not something you see commonly on 4-player maps. Alright. Let's see. So Hades is actually gonna get that last scout. And this is why you don't Forge scout on 4-player maps, because now he has no idea what Agil's up to. And he's not gonna know for a very long time. Basically, he's now gonna have to cannon blindly, and he doesn't know if he's going up against a hatch first. So delaying your scout, even though you get a little bit extra minerals, you really want that information. Information is everything in this matchup. I guess in all matchups. Alright, Agil's 12 overpull hatch be made. And he's going next first. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. If he's up against an earlier pull, then an overpull, he's just dead here. And he has no way to confirm that. He's actually getting this cannon up at 13, which is fine, but now he's cutting probes to get up this faster gateway. Let's look at Aegyo's gas timing. Aegyo, I've seen him vary. Doesn't always go for 3 hatch lair. And we have the gateway from Hades and still cutting probes. Still cutting. Okay, finally some probes being made. And a pylon, and this doesn't make sense simply because you go for that nexus first, then you cut probes, so you're allowed to skip the second pylon. You can get your gas and core up faster, and no gas from Aegyo quite yet. So he has 4 links, and it's actually important for him to block the scout, simply because Hades, once he sees there's no gas, he'll know it's some kind of 4 hatch or 5 hatch play, not lair. Won't have to. Okay, so the probe does go down. Aegyo can pivot here, but this is just a very delayed gas. This is an indicator that it's not going to be 3 hatch lair, at the very least. That's why we had those extra lings, just to guarantee that probe wouldn't get in, but the probe got in anyway. Aegyo's still just making drones. And here comes that 4th hatch before the Overlord even. Normally you make an Overlord on 16, but not at all required if you're just going to go straight for that 4th hatchery. Makes an Overlord now, and with this 1 extra supply he gets from making the hatchery, he'll make drones. And well, I mean, if you really want to optimize it, you would make the drone at the natural, but not a big deal. You have a fast Zealot. This is already 2 Zealots. This was Zealot before core. Probe trying to get that scout. Overlord unfortunately spotted, so Aegyo's going to retreat all his links. You can see he had a nice link spread. I like this spotting Overlord. Gives Zerg a little bit of an alert when something is coming, just a little bit quicker. And again, here we have Aegyo trying to get back to block this probe from getting in, but no dice. Now this is risky. Aegyo didn't leave 1 link at the front, and the Overlord is going into the main. So for example, if Hades had moved out with these 2 Zealots and then started reinforcing with a 3rd, it's only 4 lings. He's adding more links now because he's blind, but these wouldn't be in time. So here we go. Now he's moving out, but Aegyo will have enough. He's gonna have at least 8 links. Maybe he made more. Probe is scouting everything, so this is a nice move out by Protoss. Here we go. We only have 5 links here. 3 Zealots more than enough to deal with that. More links being made by Aegyo. These are slow links, so he's gonna need extra. Alright, here we go. We have 9 links now. Still not enough. But with the drone support out, trying to get that surround. Not the greatest engagement here. One of the Zealots is very exposed, so looks like the drones are being targeted. 1 drone goes down. Okay, and we have 4 gate speed lot following this up. So this is actually very, very I'm not sure what the word is, but this is basically what you want to do. Well, this is an option of something you can do. When Zerg goes lair, this is a lot riskier. But when they go for delayed lair, this is an option, and it's going to be a very good one because Aegyo wasn't able to deny that scout. He just has slow links, doesn't have speed links quite yet. And his Hydra upgrades aren't going to be anywhere near in time. So getting +1, this is probably going to get speed. But this attack is going to come, and it's going to come swiftly. Well, looks like Ultra in the chat. Hi, hello. Yeah, so 5 gateway speed lot against 5 hatch Hydra with these Hydras. They're not gonna have upgrades. This is so scary for Zerg. Hades cut a ton of probes to get these gateways up, so this is a very committed attack. He has to do a ton of damage with this. Aegyo spotting the front now with that Overlord. And even more gateways being added. So no probes. And here we go. Now you waited a little bit too long. You want to attack before the upgrades finish, so you get to their base as they finish. It's a very nice SimCity from Aegyo. These lings are scattered all over the map. There's way less defense here at this third base. Much harder to defend. No sunken even. Aegyo is going to have to run over here. It's going to be very hard to deal with this attack. He needs to block this ramp ASAP. There we go. Finally some movement. But just not enough Hydras, not enough units. Hydras from the natural finally coming. They have speed. Range is on the way. Not enough units. And if Hades goes to natural now, well, he's not making zealots. He's got to reinforce attack the natural as well. He's trying to get a good position behind the mineral line. There's a ton of zealots still alive. 6 zealots. Drones being made. Sorry, it's just, I was not expecting that, but looks like Hades just didn't reinforce this position. And the zealots, I mean, it was scary there, but it actually dealt with a lot easier than I thought. I mean, these zealots just stayed at home. We have 10 zealots. Like, can you imagine if Hades were just reinforcing the natural immediately? Here we go. Hydra's moving out. Again, he has to be careful. This is a very nice SimCity. Zealots can only attack through here. He's got to get behind this wall. No, can't let them through. Zealots flooding through. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Look how hard it is for Zerg to deal with this. Zerg is coming in with a ton of Hydras. Speed of that Zealot shredding up the Hydras that were here. Drone's being targeted now. He's got to be careful. Looks like he's reinforcing now. This is what I like to see. Zealots should run into the main while these Zealots go into the third. Aegyo's being pulled apart. No sunken here. Don't really want to overinvest in sunken, but at least one at the third really helps in this scenario where you don't have a good SimCity. 6 Zealots. It's going to be 6 Hydras, but 6 Zealots easily beat 6 Hydra list. Aegyo's still trying to drone up. He feels like he has some breathing room after dealing with the Zealot attack, but another Zealot attack comes instantly, and I like this from Hades. It's just super annoying. He's going to go and hide in the Nexus in the top right. Unfortunately, he did cut a lot of probes, so this is the kind of damage he needs to get done. He's finally adding some high Templars, which means the pressure is about to let up, but this is just a ton of damage he was able to accomplish with these Zealots. Aegyo really cutting corners here. There's actually still 1 Zealot alive, but drones can deal with this. And Aegyo's lair is done. Do we have lurkers being researched? Not quite yet. No, man. Don't make cannons at the ramp. If you're gonna hide a Nexus, just hide it straight up. It's a risky move out here. When you have so few Zealots, you can't really protect the high Templars, and the Hydras can dodge very effectively when it's in such small numbers. But if Aegyo doesn't spot it, then of course this is going to do a ton of damage. Hydras coming in from the back. The high Templars are completely exposed. I don't like move outs like this pre Dragoon timing when you have so few Zealots. Look how easily the high Templars get picked off. I think he should have just waited there. More patience from Protoss required. He gets cleaned up. And again, more Zealots heading towards Aegyo's third. So he is finding openings to do damage with his Zealots. Target that evolution chamber. Just go for it. Okay, no. And very annoying, setting up this hidden base. Zerg is going to think Protoss is on 2 bases, but you would have actually seen that probe heading up if he was paying attention, but there was a lot of action going on. Protoss actually getting Templar energy, still no Robo. These Protosses are crazy. They get all these other things like range and Templar upgrades before Robo. 6 stats going down at the 4th base. I mean, honestly, Aegyo, oh, he's gonna see the probe transfer. This defeats the purpose entirely of the hidden Nexus. I mean, 5 cannons above a ramp will be enough. You might get some probes on the transfer, let's see. Yeah, this is really not paying off for Hades now. Very nice hold there at the ramp. But again, there's no Robo, there's no Dragoons. Lurker's almost done. We have another move out. But again, Aegyo spots everything, doesn't have overlord speed. And this is more these move outs where it's so heavy in high Templars and so light in actual combat units. This is just throwing away High Templars. Nice lurker block here. They are getting storms, didn't spread them out. But the Hydra's coming from the back. There's still a couple storms here, I think. Nice storms, but just, oh, looks like some reinforcements are coming. This could actually be effective, but the lurkers are finished. Looks like 2 storms to kill the legs weren't utilized. There's actually a Spire even. This is bleak. Bleak. Robo Forge, second Forge being added. Some Dragoons finally being made, and there's Dragoon range. So at least he's doing this right, where he's getting a Robo and then Dragoon range. But just all very delayed. And this third Nexus is going to be hard to defend for a Mutalisk. Going to need to invest in more cannons. If Aegyo decides to go for that, you could just knock. Okay, he is going for Mutalisk. I mean, the main is exposed, the natural is exposed, the third is exposed. Don't transfer getting caught. But there's enough Hydralisks here, and with a lurker block at the ramp, you should be able to defend this just fine. There we go. Aegyo setting up that 4th base, already fully saturated. Macro hatch going down in the main. 2nd and 3rd evolution chambers. I mean, +2 is already done, so you can't really use them yet. But Hive is already on the way. This is very comfortable for Zerg. This is a dream scenario for Zerg. Nice, setting up Sunkens at the bridge. He's gonna get lurkers to support. I mean, this is, maybe he's playing too safe. He's really ahead. He should feel a lot more comfortable. It doesn't need all these creeps. Probably wants 1 Sunken. In a normal game on Fighting Spirit, there are 2 ways to go about it. How you defend the mid-game attack is you could choose to defend behind your bridge, and then a couple Sunkens and lurkers makes it pretty hard to break. You get a couple lurkers and 1 Sunken at the 3rd, and even if Protoss commits, you have enough time to reinforce from your natural. And then the 4th base is defending like this, with some Hydras and some lurkers, and then eventually a Nidus. And if Protoss ever tries to attack either of these, you just flank, and that's probably your best bet. The other option is to go for a delayed Hive and get a lot of Hydra lurkers up and defend outside your bridge. You defend right here, and the other units right there. And here comes Hades. Oh, looks like how many units were made? This is a weird number. This is a ZVT number where you can one-shot the SCVs, but in PvZ you want 9, 11, or 5. 5 to one-shot probes, 9 to one-shot High Templars, and 11 because they're just more powerful and more control group like that. And here we go. This is going to be impossible to break. Could even get a support here to support. Nice spread on the lurkers. I like this. No stack lurkers. Don't want to see that. Macro hatch is going down at the 4th base. Hive done. We should see a Nidus soon. Even getting a Great Spire. Okay, so this makes more sense. Gonna utilize the Guardians to make Protoss waste storms. There's no Stargate, so no Corsairs to deal with that. Nice lurker spread here as well. Only missing the Nidus now. Very delayed overlord speed, but hasn't hurt him at all. I like this gateway being added. High Templars make this base a much harder attack. We have cannons to defend from the mutas. No cannons at the natural or the main. 2 forges from Protoss is both upgrading. 2-1 already complete. But Zerg is going to be just fine. 1-1 Fordlings. +2 weapons already done for the Hydra lurkers. And you could try to break this ramp, but this is what I'm talking about. You just get instantly flanked. This would be even more unwise if Zerg had a Nidus. Looks like the Nidus just finishes. It's at the entry. Well, it looks like it's only one end. Protoss managing to break up the ramp, but it's just instantly going to lose this army. Crack done. 1-1 about to finish. Mutalisks, where are they? Looks like they're randomly here. I mean, they should be over here. Looks like he wants to attack this base. Protoss army gets cleaned up. Without melee, these links only do 2 damage, so they are taking a while to kill the Dragoons. Looks like he wants to go to top right, but I'm surprised he's not splitting up we're doing something else. 6 o'clock even being taken for Zerg. We should see this base. Basically, if Zerg has Hive and ever gets map control, Protoss is in a ton of trouble. Zerg can just take every base they want. They have the mobility to defend them. Looks like we had some kind of attack here. And here are the Guardians. Aegyo repositioning the Lurkers. Gonna defend the bridge instead of the ramp. And with this Nidus established, he can reinforce his position quite easily. And he can execute some nice flanks with army from his natural and third and Nidus. Alright, here we go. Protoss trying to come in. They have nice upgrades. 2-2. Templars also have Storm. Come on. Storm. This has 2 Storms. Oh, Aegyo more attent. Looks like Protoss dealing with this counterattack. Alright, but the Lurkers are getting cleaned up. There's not going to be any links, but look how much is going to come out of this Nidus from Aegyo. And even if he doesn't control this, without Storm, Protoss can't effectively fight this. Only Dragoons here. Looks like he will have one more Storm left. Protoss trying to reinforce, but Zerg's reinforcements get there much faster. It's a ton of army from Hades. I mean, Aegyo has so much army, it's just whether he can utilize it or not. Guardians are now hitting these cannons. Nexus is going to be in range soon. No Storms left. He's making a Dragoon. Really trying to break Aegyo's, what he thinks is Aegyo's 5th base. Aegyo already has a 5th. Dragoon comes out, instantly dies. 9 Storms there. Aegyo not looking at his army. And I think Aegyo could actually lose this base now. Looks like he's not really flanking this. He's not unburrowing these. Okay, there he finally unburrows the Lurkers, bringing them over. But these ults are actually very powerful. They're able to kill these Lings. They're still two-shotting the Lings, which is an important moment for the... Oh, and here comes the flank. Here comes the flank. There's a Storm. Protoss trying to retreat through Lings attacking. And things are just falling apart. Alright, Aegyo, go for the kill. Okay, we're getting Ultralisk. Very nice. We have a ton of hatcheries. I like these macro hatcheries in the main. Could see a couple more. And we're finally going into this top right base. We're gonna have one Storm soon. Gotta storm the probes to save the base. Looks like Protoss is gonna be able to hold. Nope, more Lings coming. Army AFK in the middle of the map. And Aegyo behind this, transitioning slowly into Ultralisk. This Ultralisk armor done. Ultralisk speed on the way. Carapace 2 is done. Zerg catching up in upgrades. The only advantage Protoss had all of a sudden is gone. Protoss only on 2 base now against 6 base Zerg. Look how much defense is here from Zerg. Very obnoxious. One Lurker here will make this impossible to attack from that angle. I think Aegyo took this just to deny it. Protoss from getting a 3rd, more than just mining it himself. Ling's trying to, or Zealot's trying to flood in, kill these Lurkers. That's a nice Storm, avoiding these Lolits. And it looks like the base Sunkens, at least some Lurkers get broken, but stuff is going to start coming out of this Nidus. Ling's coming in for the flank as well. And looks like time is running out for Hades. He's going to die before this 3,000 gas is even spent by the Zerg. Just too much for Aegyo. Alright, last bit of minerals for Hades, getting mined on now. And Hades types at GG, and that's going to be 6-0 for Canada. Let's go back to the screen. Let's see if I can do this properly. So Canada won 6-0. That'll complete Week 9 Division A cast. And let's see. Is that working? Alright, there we go. We have Week 9 results. So Norway and Peru aren't in the league, so they just get 6-0. USA won 4-2 yesterday, Canada won 6-0 just now, and Russia beat Chile 4-2. And we have the teams in green would qualify for the playoffs. There are 2 rounds left, 10 and 11. Poland currently on top. USA, Sweden, and Canada with a 3-way tie, but USA has a tiebreaker as they beat both Sweden and Canada, if I'm correct. Is that correct? I don't even remember, but I know they have the tiebreaker edge somehow. Canada beat Sweden, so they have the tiebreaker edge there. We have the European team coming in 5th, and Bolivia with the 6th spot currently. Russia 1 point behind, Chile lagging a little bit behind, in Germany in the 8th spot. Now 8th spot is key because the top 6 teams make the playoffs and the bottom 3 get demoted automatically. So that's Peru, Norway, and currently Germany. 2 weeks left, and let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. That'll be all for today. We'll be back next week, next Saturday and Sunday, with more Division A cast, and during the week we'll mix in Division B cast to give that some coverage as well. That'll be all for today. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and join us next time.
Si te gustó este video, no olvides darle like. Y si aún eres nuevo y aún no te suscribes, te invitamos a hacerlo y a darle clic a la campanita. Recuerda que todos los días viernes estaremos subiendo nuevas guías y nuevo material, todo en relación con Starcraft remasterizado. Hasta la próxima, amigos.